Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and we are up to level 5, no, episode 5, and we have a major milestone ahead of us. Let's take a look. What we've been working on for the last couple of episodes is working towards the planetary logistics station, planetary towers, and that's what we're going to do today. So we'll start by just making a little hack for this one. Should be easy enough, and then we'll have or at least for the thrusters, and then we'll work towards the, what is it? We have everything except the graphene, which is a really complicated build that we have to do because we don't have the lower one, which is the easy one. We don't have that anywhere nearby. And then from there, what was the other one? The other one was the magnetic particle trap here, which is then using the graphene. And once we have the particle container, then we can start handcrafting the first of these planetary logistics system, and that will be the objective for today. The first thing we want to do is to start some manual crafting here, and that will be by just putting one of these down here, I guess. That will be taking from there, and that will be making thrusters. Thrusters, just one of those things that it's super simple to make, but you gotta make it, and by the time you realize that you need to make it, then it takes a while before you have enough to actually use. So we're gonna just have this one just chugging along, making thrusters. We need 2 thrusters for each drone, and we need hundreds and hundreds of drones. So let's get that started. Aside from this, we also maybe you noticed sort of in the background, we kind of ran out of iron in our very early start iron location over here. This one over here for the steel is also almost out. And so what I've done is just hooked up an additional iron deposit, which comes all the way from down there. But as soon as we have some planetary logistics, then things will be much easier. Let's take a look. Do we have enough fuel? No, we don't. So we take a few fuel. There, that should make us happy so we don't run out. That sucks, we're running out. And we're gonna find a dedicated platform over here somewhere. Go. Here is a nice dedicated platform that I have prepared in a bit advance, and what I have done is let's look at ratios. This is the first exercise when building a new design. I'm going to build a big design that does everything at ratio. Now that sometimes is a good idea. It's a good idea in the beginning, but as soon as you build it, as soon as you get planetary logistics, you're gonna regret doing that. But I will just accept that I'm gonna regret it and then get started on it anyway. The first thing we need, well, last thing we need, let's take a look at this. This is the final product. This is the graphene that we're working on. So in order for me to make graphene, I'm gonna do the same as I always do. I'm gonna find some kind of ratio here. If I make this one craft every second, I'll need 3 of those and I get 2 per second. Then for every this I need 1 sulfuric acid and I need 3 graphite. 1 sulfuric acid, let's have a look at how to make sulfuric acid. That goes up here. That one. This is creating 4 every 6 seconds. So the first thing we want to do is take 6 of these. There we go, that's 6 of these. And that will now make 4. Each of these makes 1. Takes 1, yeah. So this is going to be like that. That will now consume the 4 that this one is building. So this is making 4, and this is consuming 4. Good. Oh, no room between here. And then what do we need inbound here? We need some water, we can get that. We need some stone, we can get that. We need some 6 light oil. Okay, 6 light oil is coming from some refineries. Let's take the refineries, and the only way to make light oil is from the plasma refining. That means I need, this is 1 every 2 seconds or 2 every 4 seconds. So if I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. Something like that. 12 of these plus 6 plus 12. That is a good ratio. So what are we gonna do? What we also then need is this one. We'll then take this is 1, 2, 3, 4 per second, so that's 12 per second. So I need 12 graphite as well per second. 12 graphite is 24 coal. That means that's 2 lanes of coal. So you know what? I think I'm gonna take this out and start building it a bit bigger. We are gonna go down here to get some space. There we go. And we have someone has kindly found some coal out there in the wild, gotten us 48 coal inbound here from various locations up north, and they're coming in really nicely on some belts here. Here we have the first oil, and if you look at the oil, I need to get... Yeah, so I'm building it at double this size, so I need 24 refineries, 12 sulfuric acid, 24 graphene, and then 48 graphite. I mean, that's buildings, not per second. And that's one, that means I also need 12 oil inbounds. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably should be enough. But let's see. What we want to do at this point is... let's look at this belt here. I think we need an output belt first. Let's get an output belt. And over here. And then let's get the refineries. That one. We're going to turn them sideways because that's always better to turn them sideways. There we go. And that will be... Oh, let me think. Let's have... If this is the output belt, then this is the input belt. Sure. This one gets the plasma refinery. I'm going to get that on this side. And then I am going to... Alright, we need to figure this out. So, if I look at it, I'm going to get one belt of oil in. That means I'm going to get half a belt of hydrogen out and a full belt of light oil. Then I think I'll have the product that I need on the outside, just because. And on the other side as well. There. And then I absolutely must make sure that I have room for power poles in here. And then once this is done, we can just make the setup here. This will be... You're going to grab stuff inbound. Yep. And then you're going to get outbound. That's going to be the hydrogen. You're going to grab inbound. And then you're going to let... what here? Hydrogen go out. Sure. On these sides we will get light oil out, and on this side I'll also get light oil out. There. Alright. That's pretty good. And all I need is now just placing this one all the way down. Let's see how big that is. Let's see. One... No, it doesn't matter. Hold on. Oh yeah. 2, 3. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, good. That one. Alright, so there is one thing that I've had to change my hotkeys. I'll actually get back to that once we get the next setup. So this one will be done. I know that the ones out here will not have the input inserters and outserters, but they'll get them. Cool. I'll get that here. I'll get that here. That one. And that one. Going out. This one is also going out. And I am going to take some here. That will be the output. I think I want it. And then I'll build that one. There. Good. Light oil goes in. Light oil goes in. And hydrogen just gets stuck in that one. And we'll have to deal with that some other time. And as always, just stack it up. Right now it'll just be stacking up, but we certainly have a point to using it. I'll put this one because it's super annoying to make afterwards, and I'll stack this one up as well. Alright, that is the refineries. Well, almost built. I'll start building the next one because this one will just get on with it by itself, and then I'll refresh it with inserters afterwards. Now, next part is then 12 sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is... How close do we want to make it? Well, what if I do that one and then just bring it in here. That seems like a reasonable distance. Yeah. And this has a lot of inputs, so let's figure out how we want to do that. There. Alright, sulfuric acid is like this. It needs 1 full belt of light over here. 1 full belt of light oil. That's so that will make 8 sulfuric acid per second. It'll need 16 stone inbound and 8 water. So 16 stone means that stone has to be on the outside, and that means I'll get the water from this way. I will get the stone, I'll get it from this side. Nope. I'll get the output. I'll also put the output that way. And then I'll have inputs here for stone and that one on the other side. I'll have input for stone as well on that side. Yes. Then we need to hook up the inputs. That will be light oil in. Oops. Since these have 4 inputs, we can have 3 belts in between. That's light oil in. And then it is water in. And it's stone in. And then on this one, I'll have the sulfuric acid out. Yes. That means that one goes out, that one goes in, and that one. There. That should be good. And I think there's something about this one that means that I can always... Oh, it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want it to be aligned with the one above, so that's pretty simple. There. Obviously, again, we have the issue of lack of things. This is the inbound water, so we'll take the water from here, because I'll grab some of the water we have on that side. And that is an input belt, so don't need it. And that is the sulfuric acid outbound, which I'll then be somewhere around there, I guess. Yeah. And then that will be built into a box, which we can then use for the next product. That one is good. Whoops. I know that I'm building some of these like a bit haphazardly, but that's because it's so much easier to come back to it later on. That is perfectly aligned, and also perfectly aligned. I like that. So while I'm sort of mulling over my my options, then I can just let the robots actually do what they want. This one will come in from here, this side, and I'll get the other one in, that one, and then and there. That's good. Just jumping over and falling down again on the other side. And then I have 2 lanes in here. They'll come out from that stone deposit out there. So that fits perfectly. Also, I see that we do not have enough power poles. The power poles are not reaching all the way in. That is okay. Let's get this one done. And also up here now, we do have a few things missing. But that's been sort of building while I've been designing the rest of that last part here. Let's get that one in. There. And then I can take again all the way down. There. Down, then set up all the remaining things. 3. Go. And then I'll do the same for this one. That's interesting. That is really weird. Yeah, that looks like there's a problem. That looks good. And that looks good. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's just slightly explained because the belts were not built, so it tried to compensate somehow. Alright, that is good. Now let's move on to the next. So that is sulfuric acid. The last one is the graphite. And we were... How much did we figure out we wanted for this? Do we want to build it like this? I think so. Really aligned to the top. No, is it aligned? It is aligned. Perfect. And this one will then be making the graphene, sorry. And how do we do that most efficiently? I think that the best way to do that is... that will be the sulfuric acid going in. Since there are 6 up here, then 6, 6, 6. That's good. And I'll get an output as well. That's going to be the output leading that way. And then I'm going to get the input from the graphite as well. Graphite into graphene. And yeah, that makes sense. Good. And again, I think the alignment will be the same. This one obviously has to go all the way over. And I'll say, okay, let's get this one done. It's gonna go into the first one. And I will take input, output, input, 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 output. Good stuff. And let's get those working done. And I'll also build more, because I wanted to stockpile this as much as possible. There we go. And once I have this one built, then I can build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I need to shift it there, so it fits with the other one. Done. Lack of item. That must be because I still have those over here, because I thought I had enough, brought enough to get everything working. And 1, 2, 3, 4, something, something, something. There. And then I'll just make one more of these. That means down here. How close do we want to make it? Yeah, as close as possible. Oops. This one should be a splitter then. That goes in to this location, and this one goes out. That's going to be the outbound, and then I'm going to get the inbound from here. That one. And we'll get all of this done. I'll just highlight it there, and this one like so. Now what I want to do from here is I need to get the stone inbound. I need to get the build some big designs over here for 48 graphite builders. I need to find all the coal around here and feed it in here. That's a lot of stuff to do that's you've all been seeing before, and I really appreciate all the feedback about sort of the time-lapse versus cut. And the idea was basically when you build a I like the best conclusion, the best advice was do time lapses when we just made a design and then we build a new, continue the rest of the new design. Then that makes sense. But it also, that if it's, let's say, setting up a new stone mine, setting up a few more rows of graphite, we've seen that. Let's just cut those out because you know how that works by now. Makes sense. And now I believe that we're ready to hook this up. Let's see what we have. We have built the graphite production here. Sun is coming up, so dawn is coming. We have gotten some stone from down there. We have lots of coal, lots of oil out here. Getting that in, and we'll start feeding things in here. Just nice and slow. Did we get it? Yeah, we did get it. And if we go down here, then let's feed some oil. All of this oil coming from 1, 2, and then coming up here from 3, 4, and 5. I need to make sure that it's more than 12 per second. So that is definitely a thing. That one goes through here. Then I get the water in. The water is coming from this little pond up here. And also let's get some coal into the graphite production so we can get that done. 48 coal coming in and becoming 24 graphite, all feeding all the way in. And let's have a look at this one. We are getting the coal, the oil just flowing down this line. We have hydrogen on the one side, and on the other outside we have the light oil. Light oil goes into this storage, and then we will eventually, you can see how little of this is actually activated. That's not great. Why are these not spinning? They really should be spinning a lot. There we go. Now they're spinning. Or maybe I was just not Can I? Oh, I can't really see that they're spinning. I need to look this way to see that they're spinning. I want to get all the way down there to the very last one's already also spinning. It should be possible to get all of them spinning at once. It might take a bit of time since the other ones have to buffer a bit. But if we see this one is working some of the time. This one should be working all the time soon. But that will also give us, once that's done, yeah, that's activating. Woohoo! It gets all the way down. And that should give us a full belt of the light oil. I just need to go out of this. And the light oil goes in together with the stone, together with the water coming from the other side, gives us 8 sulfuric acid per second. All of it being consumed. But if the whole thing stalls, then we can start the stockpiling here, which we can then use for something else later on. In this one, we have sulfuric acid coming in. We have the graphite coming in. And each of these are consuming a full graphite belt. And it goes out as graphene, which is now wonderful and lovely. That is the one thing we need to make ourselves super happy. I am going to take this immediately up here. Immediately. Get up there. That one. And go down again. Because this one will need to go... Oh, wow. That's perfect. Here. Somewhere up here. Let's actually make sure. So we have graphene. Woohoo! That was the one thing that was super haunting us like a lot. So let's get this one done so we can actually get the graphene up here. I'm not actually going to put graphene on the belt. Am I yet? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I guess I'm not. But let's get up here. It's much easier if you're standing close to them. Then the travel time for the drones back and forth is so much shorter. There. And let's see. So what is it we want here? We are going to get some inputs. Let's figure out. This is now the one that we've been waiting for. Yay! Where do we want to build it? Where do we want to build it? I think we'll build it like here maybe. So you're going to make that one. Get some copper in. This is on a 4-second cycle, so it takes 2 per 4 seconds, so it takes 1 every 2 seconds. So if I build this one as in 4, that will mean that they consume 1 of these per second. That means it takes 2 engines per turbines per second. Yeah, that one. And let me think what I want. I want to have. Okay. I'm gonna get the turbines in here, and I'm gonna get you in here, and like this. Then we're gonna have the copper on the outside because copper is kind of worthless, so it doesn't matter that I stock it up on the sides. There we go. And I'll need to get the copper out at some point. I think I'll make it. See, I brought in some copper here just in preparation. And that copper has to go. I don't know. It has to go like the usual way. Here, I'll put it from this one and go. Still not. Ah, come on. Do it right now. Tap. There we go. Power, power, and power. That one goes in. That one goes out to that location. Then I want here. And then I change the shape like this. And like this. I don't think I wanted to change the shape for this one though. You're going up, and then you're going... Maybe we will build it like this. Going in and going out. So that's the different type of splitter. If you did not know that there are different types of splitters, then you press tab for the different kinds. They're super nice. And let's see. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And the first one will be just copper. Should be fine to make that right now. Copper in, copper out. Get this belt done. Get the other belt done. Done. And we need this one, and then we can get the inputs and outputs. Oh, I guess the copper is already coming in. Oops. Right, so hurry up with this. Add input and input and input and input and input and input. And then I kind of realized that maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm kind of missing the output. Yeah, let's get some output here. We'll go absolutely crazy about our raised belts at this point, I guess. That one. And up here, and then go, I don't know. Just probably get it down, and then into some boxes. Don't need a lot, but need some. Here, that's good. And this one now I can also get the outputs. So output, output, and get down here. Get the last ones done. And the other one. And power as well. Should be simple enough to just make the simple power builds there. Let's get all the other things that we need inbound. This one. And I will build some outputs here. Now, if I look at this, this one is consuming 8 of these per second divided by multiplied by 0.75, so that's actually 6 per second. That's way too much. We are only producing 4.5 of the engines, or the turbines. So that's a bit of a problem. Means we are actually producing way too much, or consuming way too much of this, but it actually doesn't matter. We'll just need to fill this one up, which is kind of a lot as well, but let's fill up a bit of it, and then we should see that we have these engines. They are the ones that we've been haunted by for the longest time, and once we have that, then we are really good to go actually. And we get the first ones. Yay! Actually, don't think I need more than one box. Yay! That was what we want. So let's have a look. We are going to now handcraft a lot of these. So for every one of these, I need 20. So if I make like 20 of them, then I should take 400. 400, then the other things I'll just easily have enough to pick it up. So at this point, what we want to do is we want to pick up this part. I want to just get enough to make, let's get it up to 60. There we go. See, it's producing pretty quickly. Let's go back to our hub. I think this is the right way. It is. There we go. And we also have this small build that we here. There we go. What are the things we want? Let's have a look. For this one, we need 1, 2, and processors. Also these, they've been gotten there. And what are the last thing? Steel. Well, steel we also have here, so they are really close to each other. All of it, and then I can make my first 1, 2, 3 of these. Yay! What we have done with this being done, then we have we're ready to start on the next part. I'm gonna handcraft a lot of these, and then we're gonna start just putting them basically everywhere we feel that we need it, and that's gonna be where because I want to get some of the things up and running so that we can see that there is actually a benefit to this. There are some places that really make sense to have this, and that's where we're going to be. But first, let's actually just place the first one, because the first one is always just triggers the tutorial. Ta-da! We have it.
Logistics station. You have taken the first step to establish.
Yeah, see, I am going to go in here. I don't know if they actually added this one just for me, but thank you for adding this, because no advisor in this tutorial. I am the tutorial. We don't need no AIs to tutorialize us. Right, so we need this one. We need some drones in there, and we need to figure out what are the most important things. So let me just grab, I like there's a warning for this one, so I don't accidentally delete all of these. That's a lot of handcrafting going on, so let's set up some logistics stations here. And after much handcrafting, we are almost, and sort of automated handcrafting like this one, we are working, you can see here, this is still handcrafting a lot of these, and this one is, boom, just making the last one. There you go. We now have 18 of these. Excellent. I can pick up more of these if I want to. 42. I'll pick up a bit of this and a bit of this, and then we'll just add them to the queue. 21. Get that back here and get that back there. Alright, so what I need to do, there are a million things I want to use the logistics drones, the planetary setup for. But I think there's one thing that's going to be more important than all the other ones, and that's actually the one we're looking at right here. Hydrogen is, when this one is running, obviously, is going to be stockpiling. And I'm not so keen on this. And hydrogen here, plus the graphene build, we just put it into a stockpile and then just didn't care about it. That's the one part of it. The other part of it, we're actually kind of running out of power. So how about we combine the two, make sure we burn the hydrogen, and make sure that we don't jam the science build, the red science build, and the graphene build. Those seem to be like a great combination of things to do at once. So let's do that. I want to build something sort of like this, I guess, maybe, kind of. Yeah. And this one is not really what I wanted. Yeah, just delete it. So basically what happened, this one is filtering the two things. This one is prioritizing that one, so that means if I take something out here, it'll not be prioritized. So I need to make the big storages here, and I don't know, maybe a big storage here, so that I can get it into a location not like that. Let's do that one. Right, you go in here, you go. Oh, right, that's because I am using these. And upgrade. Got some facilities, there you go. There. Here. And what will I have in this one? I will have, first of all, I'll have it powered, and then I'll explain how this works, because maybe you haven't seen this, maybe you're new to the game. This is amazing. So what it is it's basically a provider slash provider chest requested chest in Factorio. You can set up something, an item slot. You can only set one item slot once, so everyone keeps saying, oh, what about setting it twice? No, you can't do that. And you can set it either to supply or provide, basically making it supplier request, basically making it either a supplier or a requester. That's kind of obvious. Here I'll make it a supplier. We can set how much you want inbound. I want all 5,000. You can put in drones, but I have this principle that I say drones go into the requester and then request things to them. I feel that's a better way of doing it generally. Not always, but generally. I will also take the fuel here, because the fuel is, well, just really handy. And that's really not what I wanted. There. Fuel goes in. Hold on. Fuel goes first in there, and then it goes in there. Cool. That goes out. I can then take another line from here. Let's get it up and down and in. Cool. There. I'll take, yes, that one. Oops. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oops. Good thing that wasn't important. Well, I could do that. I love this feature. It's full. It's so silly. It's lovely. The fact that you can pick up more than you can carry. It's super fun. Okay, I am going to need to get this part into that one ASAP. And then too much. Put it in here. Oh, now it starts popping out again. I can also just destroy it, but you know, we need this for power as well. Now it's jumping out again. How much we still got left littered? That's probably enough. There. And you can also grab things. And one thing littered. Where are you? There's one litter. You never find the last litter. That's just the rule in this game. You never find the last. There you go. I found it. Never mind. There. And then you can go in here and just pick up stuff as much as you like and hold it in hand. And then go in here and then put it in. That's kind of nice, but nah. So this means we are going to fill this up. The reason why I put this in is because now I can also pick this up, these fuels from the network. Now let's actually use this as an opportunity to compare whether I should burn hydrogen. Hydrogen is 9 megajoules, or I should be burning the hydrogen fuel rods. That is 54, but it takes 5. So it basically takes 45 in and get 54 out. So I don't think that's a huge improvement with the fact that I need to use titanium for it, and titanium is something I don't have readily available. So I'm just doing this to burn my hydrogen, not for any other reason. That one should need to go over there. Let me just get it over there because I really don't like having this one. Okay, so we have this one filled up to 500. I'll put this in here as well. There you go. And then I will be going over here, and we need to find a place where we can request it. I think we want to go further up here and find a little spot. Like that one is a good spot to build it. Why is this a good spot to build it? Well, it's rather small. I mean, what I mean is that it's here, this location. Hold on. Where's the what? Where is the fault line? The fault line is up here. Oh, okay, never mind. Keep going. Oh, I don't have a lot. That was not a lot. And I will just get... Where are we gonna get it? We're gonna go over from that side. Here we are also getting this hydrogen into a box. This hydrogen is stockpiling. There's a lot of hydrogen already logging in here. And I also want to get this one in. But right now I think the priority is... Let's build it here. So the idea with this one is also that we need to get graphite in. And then, graphene, sorry. Graphene goes in. And I will always take the max charging power and always take the max size of drones. I really don't want them to do anything less than that. And the next part is I am going to find a way to get the hydrogen out. It might be a bit tricky though. That one, and then go up. Oh, it can be done. And then I need to go across this. Let me go here and get in there. That gets us some hydrogen here. Then that's list the hydrogen, and the last thing we want to do in here is actually getting some sulfuric acid outbound. That might be a problem if I am... Yeah, it might be a problem, but we'll do it anyway. And this one goes away. There. And I think I want to delete these things. And no. Get it in there. Get it in there. Get it in there. Sweet. I really don't want these to be filling up beyond what we have here. There we go. And the hydrogen is still not built, but it will soon enough. That one takes out because that one will be replaced with this one. And the last part going in is sulfuric acid. Now we have more hydrogen coming in. We have more. All of the graphene is now available in the network. And we're going to do something that's kind of stupid because we're going to leach some sulfuric acid. It will mean that I'm going to be losing half of it. Apparently not. Apparently it wants to... Okay, that I don't like that prioritization. But that's... well, I actually like it, but I don't like that it's there. This is working fine. I'm happy about it. And now we need to go back and get the power plant so that we can just burn all of our hydrogen. And I think we'll try to see if we can go. Now, this is also a great opportunity for me to explain how I always do the power plant things, because it might not make a lot of sense. First, we are going to explain how I want to do, how this works. So now we have the first thing that is actually a requester. We have two things that we're providing, and now we have a single one that wants to request. First thing we want to do is figure out how many drones we want inbound. You can put a maximum of 50 in here. So even if you try to put 100 in, you can maximum put 50 in. Max charging and max drones. This one means that they will not go out until they can load a full drone. Now this is set to supply, but if I set it to demand, you will see that immediately the power is being consumed and the drones are flying out. They're going to go out to the two different locations that I have available, and then they'll be flying out. Pretty good. And that means I can go here. Now this is where you're going to be noticing an absolutely horrible thing. When you want to filter the products, you tab, but tab is also the stuff to change a belt, like this. So what I would recommend is that as soon as you get these, you go into your settings, controls, find the one that is, where is it? It's somewhere, that one. Switch splitter pattern is not only splitter pattern, but it is also a few other things. This one means that tab will now control the order out here. You can now control this with tab, which is you absolutely must do. And you can control this one, not with tab anymore. I'm pressing tab, but you can't see that. But with, in this case, the one above the tab for me. Which also means that this is also now moved away from the tab key. And what was the last thing? I think it was the last thing. That was the tiling, I think, of things. Is no longer tab either. That is now also the other key. I don't know why so many things are bound to the same key. It is. And that's what we just have to deal with. All right. So here we have. I'm going to take 2 lanes out because we just want to make sure that we consume as much as possible. And then I will. So what I've just shown you is how the logistics towers work. Easy. How you can rebind the keys, and now I'm going to show you how to do calculations for power plants. Also very, very useful. I am going to do it this way. Yes. Build it. Each of these power plants is producing 2.14 megawatts of power at 80% efficiency. That means in total it actually consumes 2.7 megawatts of power in order to output 2.16. So each of these will consume 2.7 megawatt of power. Megajoule of power per second, or megawatts of power. Then what I can do is I can look at this belt here. This belt is 12 per second, and it transports, each of those that transported per second is 9 megajoules, because this is 9 megajoule. So basically that means the belt is transporting 12 times 9 megajoule per second, which is 112 megajoule per second. Megajoule per second is the same as watt. So basically the capacity of a belt is measured in watt. That's really interesting. What that means is you can say this belt can transport 108 megawatts of power, and then each of these is consuming 2.7. Then what I can do is I can realize that I misplaced that one. Build it again over here. That one. And then I figure out how much is 108 divided by 2.7, and the answer is 40. What that means is I can make 40 power plants here, here, and here, and also on the other side there, there, and there. So I need 40 power plants, and I can stack them 3 deep. I can stack them 3 deep because that's what I have room for in this location here. So that one, that one, that one, that means I need 13 rows of this, or I can support 13 rows of this. Such as this, that's going to be 2 rows, 3 rows, 4, 5, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we run out. And what that will give us is, it will not, for each build, will not give us 108 because it's already, that's how much is being consumed. So it's going to be 108 times 0.8, the productivity. I get 86.4 megawatt of power for each row here, and multiply by 2. So we are getting 170 megawatts of power by just burning through this, up to, of course, if I have enough hydrogen to do it. And that's basically one of the first builds we have here, and I'll just make sure that we do the rest of it so that it looks awesome. Here we have our gigantic power plant. Now the power is looking much better in our facility. I can just put these in here, and looking much better. Not a problem, but I realized as I was building this, I read, oh, now I have to deal with all the comments that said, oh, that's a waste of hydrogen, you should use it to fractionate to make deuterium. I know, but I don't care, because I have deuterium on this planet. It's not a lot, but it is certainly what I can get, and I'll get that later on. So I am not worried about burning through my hydrogen like this to spend on power. The alternative is building lots and lots of solar cells or solar panels, and I can't really be bothered to do that, and I don't want that on my planet here, not more than I already have. So I'm going to be using this to get about 170 megawatts of power peak capacity. Once we have better use for hydrogen, and we also have some solar cells and power exchanges so that we can draw it from the sun, then that's going to be a completely different matter, and then I'll just take this out. But hydrogen is super abundant, and yes, you can always, later on for Casimir crystals, you're going to need a lot of it, but that's not where we are right now, and I just need to make sure that my red science and my graphene do not jam because of excess hydrogen, so I need a way to get rid of hydrogen, and deuterium fractionator is too power intensive at this stage in the game. So that is how it is. I think it makes sense, and you may disagree, and that's perfectly fine, but I do it I know what I'm doing. I do it deliberately. It is well thought out. So this is it. You have now learned, maybe if you follow, how to use the planetary logistics. We now have that. I'm going to be starting to put some planetary logistics things here and there between sessions, because I think there's a lot of things, like for example a coal plant like this. I'm going to need to hook that up, put it into a logistics a planetary logistics tower, and that's just a lot of work to be done, and I don't really want to do that on camera. And you don't want to watch it either. So we're going to be focusing on new builds. Then the next build we are going to work towards yellow science, hacking some yellow science, and some interplanetary logistics, so we can get our our titanium and silicon and processors from the second planet back here. And now I can't talk anymore, so it's about time to wrap up. Thank you very much everyone for watching. It's been super awesome, and thank you so much for following along. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know good ideas, bad ideas, thoughts, comments, questions, things you want me to go into more detail with. I'll be happy to. Thanks for watching, take care, and as always, stay effective.